The academy was huge. Its walls were cold and silver, built by alien hands long before humans ever joined the Galactic Council. Here young warriors from many planets came to learn tactics, survival, and war. They came with pride, with strength. Humans were few. Only 3 cadets from Earth had ever passed the first year, and now, Leo was the only human in his class. Leo sat straight in his chair, quiet and focused. His skin was still bruised from training drills. He didn't complain. He didn't speak unless asked. Most of the other cadets didn't bother talking. To him, they came from species with strong claws, armor-like skin, or sharp hearing. They saw humans as weak, soft, and slow. Some even laughed when Leo walked by. Instructor Threx walked in. He was a tall alien with dark red skin and yellow eyes. He had fought in over a dozen wars. His armor was scratched and dented, a sign of real battle. When he spoke, his voice rumbled like thunder. "Today," Threx said, "we speak of ambushes." He tapped a screen behind him. It showed soldiers running into traps, hidden fighters striking from the shadows. "Fire and smoke, screams most species," he said. "Train for this. We teach our minds to stay calm when surprise strikes. But humans," he paused, letting his eyes land on Leo. "Humans panic. They freeze, they fall." Some cadets chuckled. One whispered something about Earthlings running away. Leo didn't react. He opened his notebook and started writing. Not because he agreed with Threx, but because he was learning something. Threx continued. "Never place humans on the front line in an ambush. They lack instinct. They depend too much on orders. By the time they understand, the moment is gone." Leo wrote that down too. But in his mind, he wasn't just writing what Threx said. He was thinking about what Threx missed. About how humans had won battles on Earth using trickery, using surprise, using chaos. That night, in his room, Leo watched old war footage from Earth. Jungle ambushes, traps, fake retreats. Humans had been fighting for thousands of years before they ever reached the stars. And many of their victories didn't come from strength. They came from doing the unexpected. He watched one video 3 times. A small group of soldiers had used firecrackers and mirrors to confuse a much larger force. Another used silence and shadows. He smiled. His people didn't need power, they needed plans. The next day, the cadets were told about their upcoming simulation. 2 teams, explained. One will play the attacker. The other will defend a jungle zone. Rules are simple. Survive and protect your post. As names were called, Leo was placed in the defending team. His teammates groaned. One of them, a snake-like alien named Joel, hissed, "We've already lost." Leo looked at the map. The jungle terrain was full of thick trees, roots, rocks, and rivers. The attacker team had better numbers and stronger cadets. Everyone expected them to win. But Leo saw something else: opportunity. After the briefing, while others complained, Leo took the team aside. "I know they're stronger," he said, "but we don't have to fight their way." Joel rolled his eyes. "You heard Threx. Humans don't do well in ambushes." Leo nodded. "I know, so let's give them one." They stared at him. Then, slowly he began to explain that would not wait in plain sight. Instead, they'd spread out, hide in trees, set traps, cover holes with leaves, use noise to lead attackers into the wrong direction, let them rush and then surround them. His voice was calm, his eyes steady. One by one, the others listened. "We don't need to win by force," Leo said. "We win by confusion." They had one night to prepare. While others slept, Leo stayed up. He used vines to build triplines, dug shallow pits, placed sharp sticks in hidden spots. And then, he trained his team on how to move in silence, how to use hand signals, how to stay calm when chaos came. When dawn arrived, the defending team was ready, but not in the way the instructors expected. Threx stood on a high platform, watching as the simulation began. "Let's see if the human survives 5 minutes," he muttered. The attacking team moved quickly, confident and loud, had better armor and better weapons. But within 10 minutes, their leader had fallen into a hole. Another got stuck in thick mud. Someone screamed as a branch trap snapped shut. And the defenders, they weren't where they were supposed to be. They were everywhere. Leo watched from above, hidden behind a thick tree. He signaled Joel, who launched a flashbang they'd built using a training device and colored dust. The attackers stumbled, and in that moment, the defenders moved like ghosts. When the horn sounded to end the simulation, everyone stood still. The scoreboard blinked. Defenders, victory. And Leo. He just closed his notebook and smiled. After the surprise victory in the simulation, the academy was buzzing with whispers. No one could believe a team led by a human had defeated the stronger attackers. Some cadets were curious, others were angry, but Instructor Threx looked serious. He frowned and called Leo to his office. Leo entered the dark room where Threx waited. The red-skinned alien looked at him with sharp eyes. "Explain this," Threx said, pointing at the simulation report. "How did you win?" Leo stood straight. "I listened to your lesson about ambushes, and I thought about what humans do differently." "Humans are weak," Threx said. "But you say you used human tricks." Leo nodded. "Yes, humans survive by thinking ahead, by confusing the enemy, by using the environment, not just weapons." Threx studied him. "Tell me." Leo took a breath. "We did not stand still. We did not wait for them to come to us. We used traps, distractions, and moved quietly. When they rushed in, we were not where they expected." Threx's eyes narrowed. "You used deception." "Yes," Leo said. "But it's not just deception, it's strategy. Humans have fought wars on Earth for thousands of years. Not all with guns and ships. Many with traps, ambushes, and surprises. It's about using what you have." The alien was silent for a moment. Then he said, "Maybe I underestimated you." Leo felt a small smile but stayed respectful. After the meeting, Leo was not treated the same way. Some cadets came to him with questions. Joel, the snake-like cadet who had doubted him, was now listening more carefully. "Teach me to make traps like you," Joel said one day. Leo smiled and started showing his ideas. He explained how noise could confuse enemies, how to hide tracks, how to stay calm in danger. Weeks passed. The academy announced a new mission for the cadets. A small transport ship had lost contact near the border of a dangerous system. Pirates were known to attack ships there. The academy wanted to send a cadet team to investigate and help if needed. Leo wanted to go, so did Threx, the commander surprised everyone by volunteering. The fleet captain agreed to send both, but Threx would lead, and Leo was his second. On the ship, the cadets trained and prepared. Leo studied the transport's blueprints. He planned ways to defend it if pirates came. Threx trained with old methods: strong walls, heavy weapons, fast response. The transport moved slowly toward the border. Space was quiet, but then, alarms rang. "Pirates approaching," a voice shouted. Leo and Threx rushed to the command room. The pirates fired boarding hooks, trying to catch the transport. "They want to take us without a fight," Threx said. "We will hold." But then the power went out. Lights flickered, doors locked automatically for safety. The ship shook. The pirates boarded. Chaos began. Many cadets panicked. Threx barked orders but seemed overwhelmed. The old tactics weren't working in such close quarters. Leo took a deep breath. He stepped forward. "Listen," he said quietly. "We need to use what we learned. The ambush tactics." The others looked at him, surprised. Threx nodded slowly. Leo divided the cadets into small groups. They used smoke from fire extinguishers to cover holes. They set up noise traps with broken pipes and loose panels. They moved silently, avoiding the pirates' strong points. When a pirate group moved through a corridor, they fell into a trap. Smoke blinded them. Cadets threw nets and ropes. The pirates shouted in confusion. Leo led one team through the ventilation shafts, surprising pirates from behind. The ship became a maze of shadows, traps, and surprise attacks. Pirates expected easy prey. They found a human-led defense that was smart and quick. Threx watched with growing respect. He shouted new orders but let Leo plan the moves. After hours of fighting, the pirates retreated. Some were captured. Others escaped in small pods. Leo's single quotes S team was safe. The fleet arrived soon after to take control. The captain asked, "Who led this defense?" Every cadet looked at Leo. The captain smiled. "Well done, cadet." Back at the academy, news spread fast. The human who learned from an alien teacher had saved a ship from a real ambush. Some aliens whispered. Some cadets studied Leo's methods. Threx called Leo again. This time, there was no anger. "You changed how we see humans," Threx said. "You took notes, and then you took over." Leo nodded. "Sometimes, the best way to survive is to learn from the old and add something new." Threx smiled. "A rare and warm sight. I look forward to what you teach us next." Leo smiled back. The lesson had just begun. After the ship attack, Leo became known as the human who could turn any ambush into victory. But that fame brought new challenges. Some cadets respected him, others envied him, and some older officers did not trust a human leading troops in battle. One day, the academy announced a new exercise, this time more difficult. It would be held on a large hostile planet full of dangerous terrain. The mission was simple: find and secure a lost supply base before enemy forces could take it. Leo was chosen to lead a team. His team was mixed. Some aliens who wanted to prove themselves, others who doubted Leo's skills. Among them was a fierce warrior named Kara from a species with tough skin and sharp claws. She was quiet but strong, and she watched Leo carefully. Team landed on the planet. The air was thin and cold. Jagged rocks and thick fog made it hard to see. The enemy was said to be hiding nearby, ready to strike at any moment. Leo gathered his team. "We don't just run in," he said. "We observe, we listen, and we use the land to our advantage." Kara nodded slowly. "Show us how, human." Leo smiled. "We use what we learned, but we also add what we know." They moved forward carefully, placing small sensors that could detect movement. They spread out but stayed in contact. Leo taught them how to watch the shadows, how to hear the smallest sounds, and how to hide their tracks. After a day of moving quietly, they found signs of the anemia campfire and footprints leading into the fog. Leo signaled to stop. This is where the ambush could happen. The team prepared. They set traps made. From vines and rocks, they arranged fallen branches to make false paths. Leo explained, "The enemy expects us to avoid danger, but we will lead them into it." That night, as the team rested, Leo reviewed old Earth battle stories again. He remembered how soldiers used the moonlight, the wind, even animals to confuse their enemies. He shared these stories with the team. "It's not just about strength," Leo said. "It's about thinking." Kara looked at him. "I underestimated humans." The next morning, the enemy attacked. A large force charged out of the fog, confident and loud. Leo's team stayed calm. The traps slowed the enemy. Some fell into pits, others were caught in nets. The false paths led them away from the real camp. Leo's team fired only when sure. They moved silently from rock to rock. The enemy was confused, losing formation. Kara fought bravely beside Leo. She saw how his calm mind made the difference. After hours of battle, the enemy retreated. The supply base was safe. Back at the academy, the news spread fast. The human led the team through a dangerous ambush and won. Some aliens asked to train. With Leo, others began to study his notes. Instructor Threx watched quietly. He called Leo one day. "You have changed many things," Threx said. "Your way is different. It works. I am proud." Leo smiled. "Thank you, sir. But I have more to learn." Threx nodded. "Then we will learn together." From that day, Leo was no longer just a student. He became a teacher too, sharing human tactics with aliens who wanted to survive in the galaxy's harshest battles. The academy was changing, and so was the future. The academy was no longer the same place it was before Leo's success. The alien cadets now saw humans in a new light. Some still doubted, but many wanted to learn from Leo's ideas. His lessons were changing how the academy taught war. One day, the Galactic Council announced a critical mission. A remote colony had sent a distress signal. Pirates were attacking, and the colony's defenses were weak. The council asked the academy to send a team to help. This time, the mission was real, not a simulation. Leo was chosen as one of the leaders. The team included cadets from many species, and Threx was assigned as the senior commander. The group trained hard before the journey, learning to work together despite differences. The ship arrived near the colony's planet. From orbit, the team saw the damaged burning buildings, ships floating damaged in space, and small groups of survivors hiding. Leo gathered the team in the command room. "This is no simple fight," Leo said. "The pirates know the area. They expect us, but we have the advantage: our minds and teamwork." Threx nodded. "We will not fail." The team landed on the planet. The colony was a ruined city, full of broken walls and shattered streets. The air smelled of smoke and metal. Leo led the group through the streets. They moved quietly, using cover and shadows. The pirates were watching, waiting to strike. Leo studied the map carefully. He marked possible ambush points. He shared his plan. "We will use traps and distractions," he said. "We will confuse the pirates and protect the survivors." The cadets prepared. They set up tripwires made from wires and cables. They placed noisemakers hidden in rubble. They arranged mirrors to reflect light and confuse eyes. As night fell, the pirates launched their attack. Leo's team was ready. The pirates moved fast, but the traps slowed them. Some pirates tripped and fell. Others were caught in nets. The noisemakers created false sounds, leading the pirates away from the survivors. Leo and his team used the darkness to their advantage. They moved silently, attacking only when necessary. The pirates grew frustrated and confused. Kara, the fierce alien warrior, fought bravely beside Leo. She shouted commands and covered the team's flanks. Her respect for Leo had grown strong. Threx observed from a nearby hill. He saw how Leo's tactics worked better than old methods. He felt pride in his former student. After hours of battle, the pirates began to retreat. The survivors cheered. The colony was safe. Back at the academy, Leo and his team were honored for their success. The council praised their courage and strategy. Leo spoke at the ceremony. Strength alone is not enough, he said. We must be smart, work as one, and use all the tools we have: brains, courage, and trust. The aliens listened carefully. Many came to learn from Leo after that. Instructor Threx approached Leo later. You have become more than a student, he said quietly. You are a leader and a teacher. Leo smiled. There is still much to learn, sir, but together, we will be stronger. The academy began to change. New classes were made to teach human tactics. Alien soldiers practiced silent movement, traps, and distractions. Leo felt proud. He knew that humans had found their place among the stars not because of strength alone, but because of their heart and mind, and the galaxy was watching. Reputation grew after the colony rescue mission. The academy now saw humans as valuable soldiers and thinkers. But with the new respect came new challenges. Some aliens still doubted that humans could face the galaxy's toughest battles. Others wanted to test Leo's skills in real war. One day the council announced a major conflict. A dangerous rebel group had taken control of a mining station. On a distant moon, the rebels were heavily armed and well hidden. The council asked the academy to send a special team to retake the station quietly, without damaging the valuable equipment. Leo was chosen to lead this mission. Threx was assigned as his advisor, but Leo had full command. Before the mission, Leo studied the moon's maps and learned about the rebels' habits. The rebels expected a strong attack, so they had many traps and sentries. Leo's team was small but skilled. They trained in silence, moving without noise. Leo taught them how to use shadows, how to communicate with hand signals, and how to avoid detection. When the ship landed on the moon, the team moved carefully. The moon's surface was rough and dark. Thick clouds covered the sky, giving perfect cover for stealth. Leo signaled his team to stop near the rebels' outer base. They watched guards walking back and forth, checking the area. Leo whispered, "We will not fight head. We will sneak in, disable their systems, and take control." The team split into groups. One team worked on disabling power generators. Another prepared silent traps. Leo led the group that would enter the control center. Moving like shadows, they avoided patrols and cameras. Leo's calm and clear voice guided the team. When they reached the control center, Leo found the main door locked with a complex code. He signaled to Mara, the tech expert who used her tools to hack quietly. Inside, the team found the rebel leaders planning their next move. Leo signaled to wait. Suddenly, a guard appeared in the hallway. The team held their breath. The guard passed without noticing them. Leo smiled silently. Perfect timing. At that moment, the trap was triggered. A silent alarm flashed, but the team was ready. Leo's team acted fast. They used smoke grenades that did not harm anyone but blinded the rebels. They moved quickly, capturing leaders and disabling weapons. The rebels fought back, but they were confused and disorganized. Leo's team used their traps to block escape routes and cut off communication. Kara fought fiercely at the front, protecting her teammates from attacks. Her strength and Leo's strategy made a strong combination. After hours of silent fighting, the rebel group surrendered. The mining station was safe, and no major damage was done. Back on the ship, the team celebrated quietly. Leo thanked each member. This was not a battle of strength, he said, but of patience, skill, and unity. When they returned to the academy, news of their success spread fast. The council praised the team's clever tactics. Instructor Threx stood by Leo's side during the ceremony. "You proved once more." Threx said that humans do not just survive ambushes, they turn them around. Leo looked at his teacher and replied, and that lesson came from watching, learning, and trusting each other. From that day, more students came to Leo's classes. Humans and aliens trained together, sharing knowledge and respect. Leo knew the journey was not over. The galaxy was full of dangers, but with courage and wisdom, humans would continue to surprise the stars. The success on the mining station brought new hope to the Galactic Academy. Humans were no longer seen as weak, but as clever warriors who could face any challenge. Leo's name spread beyond the academy, reaching commanders and leaders in many parts of space. But Leo knew the true test was still ahead. A new threat had appeared: a mysterious alien group called the Shadow Clans. They were experts in ambush and sabotage, striking quickly then disappearing without a trace. They had attacked several colonies. Leaving fear behind, the council decided to send a special team to find and stop the Shadow Clans. Leo was asked to lead the mission. He accepted, knowing this would be the hardest challenge yet. Leo's team was handpicked. Some were veterans, others were cadets who had trained under him. Kara was there, strong and ready. Mara, the tech expert, came together. They prepared for a dangerous journey into unknown space. Before leaving, Leo studied everything about the Shadow Clans, their history, their ways of fighting, even their language. He believed understanding the enemy was the key to winning. The ship traveled through dark space, moving quietly to avoid detection. When they reached the Shadow Clan's territory, the stars seemed dimmer, as if the darkness itself was watching. Leo gathered his team. The Shadow Clans live in silence and shadows, he said. We must be smarter, faster, and calmer. Any mistake can cost us everything. The team landed on a rocky planet covered in thick fog. The air was cold, and the ground was rough. Shadows moved strangely, hiding threats. Leo led the team carefully. They used all their training listening to the smallest sounds, watching the smallest movements, and trusting each other. They found signs of the clan's hidden traps, secret paths, and strange symbols carved into rocks. Leo used his knowledge to avoid traps and lead the team safely. They moved slowly but steadily toward the clan's hideout. Suddenly, an alarm rang, a silent signal. The clans knew they were near. Leo raised his hand. Prepare for ambush. Stay calm, watch for traps. The clans attacked from all sides, nets, and strange energy weapons. The team moved like a river, flowing through danger. They used smoke, noise, and light to confuse the enemy. Kara fought fiercely, protecting her teammates. Mara used her tech to disable traps and alarms. Leo found a way to flank the enemy. He signaled to a small group to move behind the clans. The clans were strong and skilled, but Leo's team was smarter. They used the terrain, their training, and teamwork to survive. After hours of fighting, the clans began to retreat. Leo's team followed quietly but carefully, avoiding traps. Finally, they reached the clan's leader, a tall, shadowy figure with glowing eyes. Leo stepped forward. Your attacks end now. Surrender, and we will offer peace. The leader studied Leo, then slowly nodded. The Shadow Clans agreed to stop their raids and join the galactic peace. Back on the ship, Leo looked at his team. This was not just a battle, he said. It was a lesson in patience, understanding, and trust. The Academy welcomed them as heroes. Leo's story inspired many. Instructor Threx smiled when he saw Leo. You turned what others called weakness into strength, Threx said. You made humans a true force in the galaxy. Leo nodded. And it all started with a simple lesson about ambushes. The galaxy was changing, and humans were ready to lead. The galaxy was watching. Leo's journey, from a quiet human cadet to a respected leader, had become a symbol of hope and change. Many still remembered Instructor Threx's words that humans would not survive an ambush. But Leo had proved them wrong again and again now. Leo faced his greatest challenge yet. Massive alien fleet from a hostile empire was moving toward the galactic core. Their goal was clear: conquer or destroy anyone who stood in their way. The council called for an alliance of species to stop the invasion. Leo was chosen as one of the commanders. Preparing for the battle, Leo studied every detail. He gathered his team, including Kara and Mara, and many new allies who had learned human tactics. This is not just a fight for land or power, Leo told them. It is a fight for our future, for every species who wants peace and freedom. The battle began in the vast emptiness of space. The enemy was powerful and had many ships, but Leo's forces were clever. They did not try to fight with strength. Alone, they used the lessons of ambush, surprise, and teamwork. Leo led a small strike team on a risky mission. Their goal was to sneak behind enemy lines and disable the command ship. If they could do this, the enemy fleet would lose control and fall into chaos. As they approached the enemy fleet, alarms rang out. The enemy was ready, but Leo kept calm. Remember, use your training, stay hidden, move like shadows. The team moved quietly through asteroid fields, using debris as cover. Suddenly, enemy fighters appeared, surrounding them. Leo gave a quick signal. The team split, creating false targets and using decoys. They fired only when sure and retreated quickly. Mara hacked into enemy sensors, sending false signals to confuse their tracking. The team reached the command ship's entrance. It was guarded by heavy forces. Leo planned carefully. They used tunnels and air vents to get inside unnoticed. Inside, they faced traps and puzzles designed to stop intruders. But Leo's team worked together. using every skill learned from years of training and battles. Finally, they reached the control room. Leo moved to disable the enemy's weapons and communication. The enemy captain appeared, ready to fight. Leo stood firm. "This ends now," Leo said. "Your empire will not destroy the galaxy's hope." The captain charged, but Leo and Kara fought bravely. After a fierce fight, the captain was captured. With the command ship disabled, the enemy fleet fell into confusion. Without orders, many ships retreated or surrendered. Leo's forces won the battle back on their ship. The team celebrated quietly. Leo looked at his friends and allies. "This victory is proof," he said, "that no matter where you come from, strength and unity win wars." In the days that followed, the Galactic Council honored Leo and his team. New treaties were signed. Peace talks began. Rex, now an old but proud mentor, stood beside Leo. "You took notes from my lessons," Threx said with a smile, "and then you took over. You showed us all what it means to survive and to lead." Leo looked at Threx and replied, "The best teachers teach us to think for ourselves." "Thank you, sir." The academy changed forever. Humans became respected leaders and teachers. The galaxy learned that sometimes, the greatest power comes from a calm mind, brave heart, and a willingness to learn. Leo's story was told for generations, a reminder that even when others doubt you, with courage and wisdom, you can turn the tide and lead the stars.